Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back out on the bench today for another Evil Black Rifle review, but this is one of my own creation. So I've been kind of wanting to do a smaller platform, more of a compact platform version of the standard SPR. And the one thing that always seems to hold true with most standard SPRs is the fact that you have an 18-inch barrel. Well, I wanted to kind of go along with that concept, but in a little bit of a different route. So for me and my area of operations, if you want to call it that, about 500 yards is all I really have to shoot. So trying to engage a target out further to that distance is kind of void, because I will never do it. So for me, I was like, well, what can I do to the standard SPR platform to kind of make it a little bit more totable and a little bit more usable in where I shoot? And for me, that was the addition of a 16-inch barrel instead of the standard 18. Take that overall length down a little bit, save a little bit on weight. So that's kind of where my mind went with it. I ended up going with a Ballistic Advantage 16-inch stainless fluted SPR profile barrel. And if you've not checked out these barrels, they are gorgeous when you get them out of the box. Kind of hate to put it on the rifle, they look that good, but this is a 416R stainless barrel. This is a 1-in-8 twist, so 223 wild chambered, so it should shoot very, very well. A wide variety of grain weights. I would suspect it should probably shoot anywhere from 55 grain up to hopefully 77-ish pretty well. So that's what my kind of goal is, to get something that will shoot a variety of different grain weights adequately out to about 500 yards and inside of about 50. So to kind of go over the entire rest of the rifle, otherwise we got just a standard arrow precision lower. We got a Ballistic Advantage upper. Bolt carrier group is a Delton, so nothing out of the ordinary there, but quality stuff. I did use a Aero Precision lightweight mount and an AR Optics 3-12 scope. I wanted something kind of lightweight, but I didn't want to break the bank right now. I've not used any of these scopes before, so if this might be another review item. If any of you guys are interested in a standalone review of this optic, post down below and let me know. I could definitely probably work on that. But I also wanted to incorporate a 45-degree red dot, which I have not done on any build before. So you're really increasing the usability of this platform even inside of 50 yards with this little red dot. So if you guys guessed which red dot this is the UTG Pro that I reviewed probably, gosh, 3 years ago maybe. It's still kicking, guys. It still works. I cannot tell you how many pistols it's been on, rifles. I even had it on a 20 gauge shotgun for a while, and I mean, it keeps going. Is it the best? Absolutely not. But for $100, they're a win. I mean, I have not had a minute's trouble out of this. I've had to replace the battery now, I guess maybe 3 times, but other than that, it's good to go. And now UTG sells a standalone 45-degree mount that this optic screws straight onto. So I think that's a very good way of attaching that. So for the trigger, I went with a Dirty Bird. Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous, but I found it on AR15discounts.com. I've never seen it before, but they advertise a 2-stage match trigger with a 1.5 pound or 2 pound trigger spring that you can swap out, and then a final 2.5 pounds. So I'm not gonna lie, the trigger feels pretty good. Let's get a pull weight on that for you guys here on camera, just so you guys can see. But it's not bad, and they're less than 80 bucks, so that is definitely a total win. So let me get this kind of swapped over here on camera and see what we got here. Well, so 5 pound, which I'd say is about right with your 2.5 pound on your 2 pound on the first, and then 2.5 pound. It's a pretty crisp second stage. So there's your first stage. So not terrible, not terrible. For the money, so far seems pretty adequate. So the rest of the rifle is just a basic little bipod, a Phantom flash hider, nothing special there. I even still have an A2 grip, and I went ahead and went with an A2 stock. So we're going to take and shoot some shots because I'm really interested to see what kind of accuracy and precision we can get out of that Ballistic Advantage barrel. So I got a few different loads here. We're going to try some Razor Core, some 77 grain, and we've got some SS 109, just some standard 5.56. I don't have it with me. I think I left it back in the shed, but I'm going to try some of that 77 grain SIG OTM Elite Match. And then I found this, buddy at Lucas up at Ace hooked us up with a box of this. This is Federal Premium Gold Medal Burger Open Tip 73 grain match. So I've not shot any of this in 223 before, so that'll be kind of interesting to see how it performs. But we're going to shoot 5 shots of each of these loads at 110 yards. Check our groups. I will let the barrel cool in between each group, and then I want to get some shooting with the red dot here to see how I like that 45-degree action, which, as I mentioned, I've not ever used before. So, but let me get this over on the bench, guys, and I'll meet you back over there. All right, guys, we got our rifle over here on the bench. I've got 5 rounds of the SIG Elite Performance. This is the 77 grain OTM match. We're going to try 5 of these at 110. See what they do out of this barrel. All right, so not overly impressive, it doesn't look like, through this 12 power scope hitting that black. It's kind of tough to see, but probably could have been worse, could have been better. But I'm going to let the barrel cool just for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to try 5 of these 77 grain Razor Cores from... All right, guys, so I got 5 of the 77 grain Razor Cores loaded in here. Let's see if these will do any better for us. All right. Perhaps this barrel just doesn't like the heavier weight bullets. Huh. Well, let's try some of the SS 109. These are just a 62 grain, so perhaps that will fare a little bit better, guys. All right, guys, so I got 5 rounds of the SS 109, this 5.56 from ZQI. Let's see what this does with it being a 62 grain. See if it will fare potentially a little bit better than our other 2 loadings. Ah. All right, so looks like it sprayed them pretty good too. All right, so let's try 5 of the Federal Premium, these 73 grain burgers. So after the barrel cools, we'll send 5 of these downrange, guys. All right, guys, so I got 5 of our Federal Premiums gold medal match here loaded up, 73 grain burgers, but also went up and grabbed some 55 grain poly tip Fiocchi. This stuff here shot pretty good in a few different rifles, so I'm going to give this stuff a try also, just to kind of get a different gauge in weight there. All right, well, I have to look at that one a little bit up close too. You guys will get a better vantage point than I will off that one, but I do want to go ahead and shoot 5 of these 55 grain poly tips and just kind of get a baseline and maybe some lighter grain stuff and kind of see what happens with that, guys. All right, so we got 5 of those guys loaded up, and if you've not seen these before, they look very similar to the 55 grain VMAX. So let's see what kind of luck we can get with these guys here. All right, so I'll go down, grab the target for us, come back up, and we'll see how we did. All right, guys, so we got our target here. Let's kind of check out the damage we did. So this is that first one here. This is with that 77 grain SIG. Now, I have shot this stuff into some seriously small groups in quite a few rifles, so I'm really kind of shocked it did not shoot better than that out of this. But not terrible, but not great. Now, the next up was the 77 grain Razor Core. This stuff has been kind of hit or miss for me. I'm not going to lie. I haven't really found anything that it shoots exceptionally well in, but it seems to be adequate for banging steel out to distance. So it's we had 3 really nice ones here and then got 2 down there. So 1 up here and 1 down there. That's kind of a bummer. Then this SS109 from Z2I. This is some old stuff that I've had, but just some 5.56 stuff. So we had these 4 here and then 1 all the way to the side. I felt that one. I pulled that one bigger than crap. So that was definitely me. Overall, that right there was not too bad. And then we had this burger. So this 73 grain open tip match from Federal Premium. Here's 4 shots. I'm not sure if there's another shot in one of these 2 holes or not. I'll have to go back and look at the video, but that's not terrible. And probably the most intriguing, and if you've never shot any of this ammo, I highly recommend, if you can find it, grab a box, because it shoots very well. Very well. And we've got 4 shots right here, and then it looks like I suck as usual and pulled another one here off to the right, which that is definitely me. So I'd say that right there is definitely an MOA loading in this rifle. But the barrel will definitely shoot if you do your part. I will say I do not like that trigger. It is extremely gritty now that I've got it on the bench on that first stage. I didn't really notice that while I had it on the bench or on the review bench earlier. So we're definitely going to have to consider a trigger upgrade. That could very well take care of some of those pulled shots. But let's go ahead and move the camera over, guys. I definitely want to get some shooting with that 45-degree offset red dot and kind of see how it performs. All right, guys, so I like the idea of a 45-degree red dot. I've never really tried one before, so this is going to be my first dive into that type of a system. But let's take a few shots here between the rifle range and then some of the steel over on the pistol range and kind of transition and just sort of see how I like it here. But a few shots on the rifle range to get us going. Quicker. Try it out at 210. Back over to 110. Out to 210. Try it back out to 210 again. I like it. It's definitely quicker to transition with the red dot, but I tell you guys, this is one of those rifles I'm probably going to play around a little bit with here at the hide. If there's anything else on this rifle that you guys would like to see, post it up below. Let me know if there's some other shooting or different ammo types or whatever, and I'll definitely try and work it into the review schedule. But let me know down below. Hit me up over on the Facebook page. Appreciate interacting with you guys over there. And as always, shoot straight. Later.